it will eat the insect on which the egg was laid. समझे? दो इंसेक्ट है, पहला इंसेक्ट अपना एग दूसरे इंसेक्ट के ऊपर डालेगा और वो एग जब बड़ा होगा ना, जिस इंसेक्ट के ऊपर उसने एग डाला उसी को खा लेगा. So you do some study about this midwife toad. What is this whole midwife toad and where do they live and what do they do and various things.
No, you'll forget and think of it.
I won't.
No, I'll put it on a WhatsApp. I will put it on a WhatsApp so that you can remember. So you have to do research on midwife toad.
Yeah.
Now there are some of these tree frogs who make nest of foam to lay their eggs. Foam यानी कि झाग बनाते हैं ना साबुन का, वैसे वो लोग झाग बनाते हैं, उसका नेस्ट बनाते हैं और उस पे एग ले करते हैं. So tree frogs do that. Again, maybe a little more research or some videos on tree frogs and how they lay their eggs in foam, nest of foam. You should try to see some videos.
He's gonna send it.
I'll send it on WhatsApp. Don't worry. You focus
Arey,
on what I
Dilip,
say.
let them write.
Okay. Okay.
He's getting complacent. Uncle भेजेंगे WhatsApp पे.
Okay. So how do they make this foam? You know, the male and the female frog will use their hind legs और जो भी juices रहेंगे बॉडी के उस पे बहुत सारा मूवमेंट करते हैं. जैसे हम लोग साबुन डाल के कैसे हाथ से हिलाते हैं, वैसे वो लोग पैर से हिलाते हैं और फोम बनाते हैं और फोम को रखते हैं और उस पे एग लेके देते हैं. जब फोम सूख जाता है वो एग गिर जाता है नीचे और टेडपोल उससे बाहर निकलता है. So very interesting species of frog, tree frogs. Do some research on this. I will not go through the life cycle of a frog because I'm sure everybody is aware of it. Now there are some categories of salamanders and lizards and things like that who are aquatic, which lives in water. So one of them is this axolotl, which is an aquatic salamander, which retains its larval gills even after maturing into adult. So most of this, larvae give up their gills once they become adults, once they come out of water. When they are in water, they have gills. Even frogs, tadpole has a gill, but once it comes out of water, it gives up the gill. There are some salamanders which will have its gill even when it grows adult, so that it becomes an aquatic animal. It lives in water. So I think all of you who have not gone through the document, at least इसके बाद आप एक बार है ना पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट मत पढ़ना, बट जो भी आपके इंटरेस्ट के टॉपिक है या कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स है या कोई कैटेगरीज है जो आपको अच्छा लग रहा है वो पढ़ लेना. It will really help. Yeah, and now there are also salamander का size can be very big, so they can be as huge as the monitor lizard, which is as good as a crocodile, and they can be as small as a tiny finger, a pinky finger. So if you see, there are baby salamanders on the right, which are very small.
Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon is very big. Yes, they are found in Malaysia and Indonesia area.
It's a salamander, right?
Yes, this is salamander. Now, what we see on the right is a frog with parotid glands. Parotid glands are poison glands, so they are storage of poison. तो ये ग्लैंड पे यहाँ पे जो एरो है ना, वहाँ पे वो लोग पॉइजन स्टोर करते हैं और कोई भी ये फ्रॉग को खाएगा ना तो मर जाएगा. तो सांप लोग ये फ्रॉग को नहीं खाते. They have parotid glands which are poisonous or which has venom in it. You can see the parotid glands, right, on the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near the legs.
Yes, near the legs. So predators don't attack these kind of frogs. But again, when this frog bites, the difference is that when snake has venom glands, if the snake bites someone, the person will die or get venom. But if this frog bites or tastes someone, the person will not die, because these glands are not to pass poison, but only to protect themselves. तो ये फ्रॉग से और किसी को पॉइजन जाएगा नहीं, वो बाइट करेगा. स्नेक बाइट करे तो पॉइजन जाएगा. ये खाली पॉइजन इसके लिए ताकि वो खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करे, ताकि उसको खाए नहीं. पहली बार अगर कोई स्नेक खाएगा वो मर जाएगा तो उसके स्नेक के पूरी फैमिली को पता चलेगा, अरे ये फ्रॉग को मत खाना, इसमें पॉइजन होता है, वो टाइप का. Okay. Now this is a common toad. So a lot of this frog categories, the way they protect themselves if an enemy attacks them or if somebody tries to catch them, is they puff up. Puff up यानी कि अपने बॉडी को बलून बना देते हैं, हवा भर देते हैं पूरा. हवा क्यों भरते हैं? Anybody can answer this?
तो वो बड़े दिखते हैं.
Yes, absolutely. तो वो अपने बॉडी में हवा भर देते ताकि वो बड़े दिखे और सामने वाले प्रे को उल्लू बना सके या डरा सके. आई मीन उल्लू नहीं.
Pufferfish. Like a pufferfish.
Yes. Now these are some newts, which is a kind of a lizard. This is Himalayan newt. Then what we have is Sicilian, जिस पे हमने बात किया हुआ था. We'll go a little fast here. Now this is a common Indian toad. So generally जो बहुत ज़्यादा हमको मिलता है frog category. So there's a difference between frog and toad. Anybody is aware of that?
Yes.
बोलो. बोलो क्या होता है difference
I
frog and toad
think
में?
toad can't go in water. I think
Okay.
toad can't go in water.
Okay, so take this as a homework. Find
Toads are poisonous.
between. Okay.
Toads are poisonous.
Some toads.
So let's take this as a homework. What is the difference between a toad and a frog? Okay. Now this is an Indian bullfrog. This is the largest frog that is found in India. Largest यानी कि ये कितना बड़ा होता है पता है? इतना बड़ा. The largest bullfrog, largest frog found in India called Indian bullfrog. Sorry, somebody saying something?
How big is it?
You can
How
see
big
my
is
hand.
it?
You can see my hand. It's
I
this big.
can't.
It's
Oh,
this big.
yeah.
Yeah. Like a Lay का packet. Frito Lays का wafer का packet होता है ना? उतना बड़ा होता है.
Lays.
Yes.
I've seen a toad that big.
You have seen a?
Toad that big, and then it got scared, so it just peed
Okay.
and went away.
Okay, yeah. So Indian bullfrog is amongst the largest one, but yeah, some toads can be big. Now there is this another frog which avoids water, which doesn't like water, but it also doesn't like trees. It likes to stay in wells. But wells पानी के अंदर नहीं, wells के साइड में जो stone का boundary होता है ना, borders होता है ना, उसके अंदर वो छोटे-छोटे caves बनाते हैं, cavities बना के वाते रहता है. This is called a fungoid frog. If you see, it's a little brown, and then there
Does
is
it feed on
black
fungi?
portion. Absolutely right. It feeds on fungi, so it stays just above water, but not on trees, not in water. It feeds on fungi, and therefore it's called a fungoid frog. Yes. Now this is a balloon frog. Can you see this frog? I'll zoom it a little. So this is also a frog. This is a balloon frog, but this is not puffed itself up to protect itself, but it is balloon by nature. मतलब वो by nature ही ऐसा balloon जैसा दिखता है. And a lot of new species of these amphibians are discovered every year, even today, in Western Ghats, even in other parts of the world. And all this frog categories, there is a history that some of these frogs are found, say, in Australia and South Africa. Same category of frogs. Can you tell me why same category or same species of frog is found in Australia and South Africa, nowhere else in the world? Not just frog, there are many species which are found in two different continents. Exactly same species in two different faraway continents they are found. Why
Because
is it so?
these continents were joined.
They hibernated. Not hibernate.
Yes.
Because the
I think
continents was joined.
so. Millions of years back, the continents were joined and they were part of the same species or family. When continents split, the species remain in those continents. Therefore, we can see this species in different continents which are far away. Yes. Who said that? Avni?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, okay. Now this is a common tree frog. See its legs. Its legs are very different. Because it has to climb the trees, उसके hands लंबे pointed है और right side में ताकि ये tree को पकड़ सके. like a tiger. Tiger also climbs the tree exactly like this.
Suction na?
Yes, suction. So tiger also climbs the tree exactly like this. ऊपर के दो legs या hands side से पकड़ते tree को और नीचे के दो legs पीछे से grip करते हैं. Of course, tiger don't use suction; they use the power, but they use suction. So the legs are very different of different frogs. This you saw that day, right? Which is this frog?
Malabar gliding frog.
Okay, what do you mean by Malabar?
It's found in the Malabar hills.
Then what is Malabar? Malabar word का मतलब क्या होता है? So take
The
this as a
Britishers
homework.
named it.
No, there is a very big story about geography about Malabar. So Malabar has to do with geography and the place. So find out, this is your homework. Okay, what does Malabar mean? What does Malabar mean? Tortara. ये क्या होता है? Tortara. Again, this whole reptile category, it's very, very complicated. There are many categories within reptile. So reptile हम एक बोलते हैं, but within that there are multiple categories of newts, gecko, lizards, salamanders, and obviously snakes, serpents. Maybe we'll go through each category a little bit. Okay, this paragraph is very important. What is not a reptile?
7-year-old, yeah, we have the scratch coding, the beginner's coding.
Can you read this? What is not a reptile?
Actually, that's a very basic, man. Even the fourth graders are doing that. We're going to third grade. Then nothing as of now.
A land animal that have scales or not necessarily.
But now,
Yes. So generally we think that all animals that have scales are reptiles, but there are many animals or even birds which have scales, but they are not reptiles. For example, pangolin. Pangolin is one of the most abundantly found, mammal in Himalayan region, Nepal, Bhutan. But over last few years, it was hunted a lot for eating by local people and for the global trade, and it is now near extinct. But it is not a reptile; it is a mammal. So a lot of animals which have scales are not necessarily reptiles. But pangolin का भी study कर सकते हो. Pangolin is a very interesting species, found abundantly, but last few years में it has gone almost extinct. And did you know there was a flying reptile 100 million years back called Tyrannosaurus? But they became extinct at the same time as dinosaurs. So there was a reptile which was flying a few 100 million years back. So there is one flying reptile, a flying lizard still found in the country. Anybody knows what is it called? I will show you a photograph of the flying lizard, in a minute. Okay, I was talking about this largest and smallest reptiles. So on the largest is you have this crocodiles. On the smallest is you have a small salamander. So it can be such huge or so small. बोलना अंदर. So this is a snake. We spoke about it. It sheds its skin. When does snake shed their skins? When do snakes shed their skin?
When their skin is very rough and old.
And why do they do it? Why do they shed the skin?
Because
To
they
get
grow
new skin.
in.
Yes. So like just not snakes, but all other reptiles like lizards, a lot of lizards, a lot of geckos also shed their skin like snakes. पर हमको स्नेक स्किन के बारे में पता होता है, बाकी का नहीं सुने देते, बट बाकी रेप्टाइल्स भी अपने स्किन को शेड करते हैं. इधर लिखा हुआ most lizards shed their skin in large flakes. Of course, snake skin comes in one piece because snake's body is straight and they can remove the skin like a peel. Lizards can't do that because they have legs and they have eyes and they have hands. So their snake, when they shed the skin, it is small flakes, and therefore we cannot get one piece of skin. There are some insects also which shed their skins. Any idea? So there is an insect.
Locust.
There is an insect like
He is a
spider
mollusk.
called.
It does not.
So there is an insect like spider which is called tarantula. Tarantula. So tarantula also sheds its skin. तो वो जब skin shed करता ना पूरा का पूरा
Spider
उसका.
shed skin, we found that butterfly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, even spider maybe.
But
So
tarantula has so much hair.
Yes, so they shed their whole skin, and when they shed it, when you see this shed skin of tarantula, it looks as if it is an actual tarantula. Because पूरा का पूरा body का structure दिखता है उसमें, जब उसके अंदर life नहीं होता, life निकल के भाग गया होता है. तो tarantula का skin और tarantula का बाजू में अगर ऐसे लगेगा दो tarantula, जबकि होगा एक ही. So a lot of these animals, because when they shed the skin, it is basically they get a new life, they get a new body, they get new energy, and they are young again. We also do that. Do humans shed their skin or shed anything in the body?
They shed their
We
skin.
shed skin.
Okay. Everybody's there? Meet everybody's there, right? Yeah. Okay. So we are talking about tarantula and many other insects which shed their skin. Now the scales of reptiles are very different. And there is a lot of science and maths in scales of reptiles. And it is not random. The scales of reptiles are not random. There is a science, there are numbers, there are patterns. So these are called natural patterns, and natural patterns are very interesting because a lot of whether it's fruit, say like pineapple, or whether it's some insect, some marine life like snails, or even snakes, they have patterns. If you see this, the scales have numbers. There are like 7 scales on the left and 7 on the right. So this whole
And one is
and one in the middle. So there is again a deeper research or field of studying of scales of reptiles, because by studying scales, we can understand the type of reptile, we can understand the life of reptile, we can understand the habitat, and various other things. It is like ट्री का बारे में कुछ भी समझना है तो उसके ट्रंक को स्टडी करने से समझ सकते हैं. वैसे ही रेप्टाइल के बारे में समझना है तो उसके स्केल्स से समझ सकते हैं. So there are a lot of people who do a lot of study on the scales of reptiles. This was just a skeleton of a lizard, which looks like skeleton of a crocodile. Almost, it is not very different. It's almost same. And there is this skeleton of a tortoise.
total.
You know what is the difference between skeleton of any other animal versus a bird? Can anybody talk about skeleton of any other animal versus a bird? What is the difference in the skeleton of a bird? What is unique about it?
The wings part come out.
Wings.
No, there's something more
The
unique.
wing.
Hollow.
Yes. So skeleton of bird is hollow. There's a lot of air inside. For all other animals, the
So
skeleton
it
is
can
very.
fly.
Yes, the birds have hollow skeleton so that it can fly, so that it is lightweight, so that it can store air inside its body. But for all other animals, it is very, very solid.
Not
Also
too much
because-
hollow.
Yes. Also, because skeleton of bird is very hollow, you will generally see dead bodies of animals, but you will never see a dead body of a bird, or rarely see. and even if you see, in a day or two, it will get vanished because इतना कम उसमें मसाला होता है कि वो रहते नहीं ज़्यादा. So their skeleton is very different. So we'll talk about birds also maybe in one of the later classes. Now this what you see is the inner structure of a snake. I don't want to get into detail of what is where, but generally it has a stomach which is far inside. It has a fangs here. It has eyes in the front, venom duct. So
It has
you can, yeah,
it has such a big rib cage
yes, such a big rib cage. Why is that so?
because it's like
To protect their internal.
it doesn't have legs or anything.
Yes. Avni, you were saying something?
To protect their internal organs.
Absolutely, to protect the internal organs. So you can go through this, more minutely if you want, if you're interested. It also has a heart and a lung here. And tails, but there are some snakes like I think sand boa, जिनका tail और mouth almost similar type रहता है, so that they can fool either their predators or fool their prey. So sand boa दोनों side पे रहता है और वो attack करता है. लोगों को लगता है या उसके prey को लगता है कि उसका tail है और actually वो mouth होता है. So there are some more animals like that. Now what you see here is variety of lizard feet. So like frogs, they also have variety of feet depending on where they stay, where they climb. Yeah.
You can continue.
No, bolo na.
I think the biggest one is of a geckos.
Yes. No, biggest would be of lizard or Komodo dragon.
No, in this photo.
Okay, in this photo, yeah. So the legs are very, again, like birds, like amphibians, even lizards have different legs depending on उसका काम क्या, उसका यूज क्या. इट इज नॉट के ह्यूमन के जैसे सबका एक जैसा का लेग है. वहां पे जिसको ट्री क्लाइंब करना उसका लेग अलग रहेगा, जिसको स्विमिंग करना उसका अलग रहेगा, सबको अलग अलग रहेगा, so that they can do their work well. Now there are some lizards which can walk on two legs like humans. This one. Can you see this?
Yeah. Some lizards can walk on water.
Yes. So they are not actually walking on water, but they are using their flaps to do fast movement over water.
Yeah.
And in that case, they use only two of their legs and they will just punch and walk. Maybe somebody can do a study about this. What is this lizard all about? They have bipedal movement.
Water.
This lizard's name is Jesus.
Jesus.
I think so. I've heard about it somewhere. I'm not sure.
I don't remember it well. So why don't we study about this lizard which has bipedal movement, जो human की तरह leg पे चलता है. Okay, so this becomes part of your own work. Now this is one topic that we spoke that day, that snake have different kinds of movement. Not all snakes walk straight. So some snakes walk concentrina movement बोलते हैं, जो पूरा का पूरा zigzag करता है. Serpentine movement means they walk in a straight line, and side winding means they walk sideways. So that day we saw a snake which was walking sideways with a side winding movement. Which snake was that? कौन सा snake का वीडियो देखा जो side winding कर रहा था उस दिन? Venomous snake था, black color का with white lines.
King cobra.
नहीं यार, इतना तो मैंने सब
Common
बता
crate.
दिया. Yes, it was a common crate. So it does side winding movement. It is black in color, very small snake with white strip but highly venomous. तो वो side winding करता है. Serpentine और concertina movement कौन करता है? ये भी हमने उस दिन वीडियो में देखा था. बोलो यार, उस दिन वीडियो में देखा था ना, जो ये मूवमेंट करता है. Cobra.
King
Cobra
cobra.
will do this. Yes, king cobra will do concertina movement. और सर्पेंटाइन मूवमेंट का भी एक वीडियो देखा था, वो कौन सा था जो स्ट्रेट चल रहा था, हार्डली
Boa.
मूव कर रहा था? No, it was a red snake which went into that small hole where there was a
Which
crab.
went in the hole.
Yes, where
Yeah.
there was a crab. Yeah, yeah. So there's serpentine movement. So these are three different kinds of movement. Again, this movement are depending on उनका rib cage कैसा है, plus उनसे उनको कितना threat है, and plus उनका habitat कैसा. So a lot of those things depend on their habitats. So why there are this so much variety of animals? Anybody knows why there is so much variety, color, different leg shapes of in animals? Why is it so? Why there is so much diversity?
Because they have different purposes.
What else? Meat? Yeah, anybody else? Why there is so much diversity in all the animal kingdom?
Diversity म्हणजे
Diversity म्हणजे इतके वेगळे वेगळे प्रकारचे पशु पक्षी कशाला आहे? ह्युमन जैसे सगळे सेम काय नाही.
To maintain ecological balance.
Yes, very good, to maintain ecological balance. What else? Why there is so much diversity?
they do different
And
like in one
the
category, other they're all different even in the same category. Because they some climb trees, some go through water,
Yes.
some climb rock.
So, and even in plant kingdom, if you see, there is so much diversity. So, diversity in nature is a feature of nature where there is always a lot of diversity. Because when there is a lot of diversity, the whole ecosystem can sustain. Different people or different animals can feed on different kind of foods in different seasons at different places. अगर सब सेम हो जाते थे तो सब लोग एक साथ में ही महाराष्ट्र में आते थे और सब लोग मैंगो खा लेते थे. तो टमाटर कौन खाता, बनाना कौन खाता, हिमालय में कौन जाता, डेजर्ट में कौन जाता. So diversity is there so that food is abundant. Animals can stay at different places, do different things, and such. Even olden days, humans had a lot of diversity. When we were not living in cities, we were very diverse. We were in different villages, different geographies, doing different things, wearing different clothes, speaking different languages. There was a lot of variety and diversity in humans. It is only in last 100 years that we have all become similar to each other. अब हम कपड़े भी सेम खाते हैं, मैकडोनल्ड में सेम खाते हैं, टीवी भी सेम तारक मेहता देखते हैं. बट पहले डाइवर्सिटी बहुत ज्यादा थी. जब डाइवर्सिटी होता है ना तो कोई भी इकोसिस्टम का लाइफ बहुत लंबा होता है और अच्छा होता है. डाइवर्सिटी खत्म हो गया ना तो इकोसिस्टम का लाइफ बहुत छोटा हो जाता है. इनफैक्ट कोरोना वायरस क्यों आया आज की तारीख में? व्हाई इट इज इम्पैक्टिंग सो मेनी पीपल? Because humans have lost
So
their
this
diversity. If humans had a lot of diversity, coronavirus could not have attacked us. But because we are all same, staying in the same place, eating same kind of food, there is no diversity in humans. We have all become same like each other, and because of that, the virus is attacking us. But अगर suppose हम 100 years या 200 years पहले गांव में रहते, different खाते, different तरीके से जीते, तो कोरोना वायरस एक कोई पॉकेट में आता पर बाकी किसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. तो एनिमल किंगडम में डाइवर्सिटी है बट ह्यूमंस में नहीं है. अगेन एनिमल किंगडम में diversity is going down when we cut lot of forest or when oceans become polluted, then the diversity is getting reduced. But diversity is very important to maintain life and balance, but we humans don't understand it very easily. Yeah, you were saying something, somebody was asking something. No. So even if you see, our body has lot of diversity. So we have fingers, we have nose, we have eyes, we have ears. It's not कि पूरे body पे खाली thumb है. नहीं तो कैसा लगता पूरा body. और फिर heart नहीं होता तो blood कौन pump करता, breathing कौन करता. So we have diversity even in our body. So diversity is very very important. But with a lot of modernization and globalization and the influence of TV and communication, diversity is getting reduced, which is very harmful for everyone. Also for nature, because we all start eating the same food, तो वो एक ही food हम grow कर रहे हैं. किसी को पता है नेचर में कितने वैरायटी ऑफ राइस है? वर्ल्ड में कितने वैरायटी ऑफ राइस जो हम खाते हैं कितने वैरायटी के हैं? गेस, सम गेस. एनी गेस? हंड्रेड्स है, थाउजेंड्स है?
20.
20. ओके. What else? Anybody else? Can you guess how many varieties of rice are there in the world?
Somewhere 70 to 80.
70 to 80. Aram is saying 4. Okay. If I tell you, you'll get. Nivan, what do you think? How many varieties of rice are there in the world?
100.
100. Okay, I'll tell you the right answer.
50.
50. So there are around 12,000 varieties of rice in the world. 12,000. 12,000. बट हम लोग कितने खाते हैं? तो 3 वैरायटी के, कोलम, बासमती और पता नहीं कौन सा एक दो 10 वैरायटी के खाते रहेंगे, लाल, पीला, नीला, whatever. But there are 12,000 varieties of rice in the world, and each rice is different depending on where it is grown, which geography. So within Maharashtra there will be 1,000 varieties of rice. जहाँ पे माउंटेन रीजन है वहाँ पे राइस वैरायटी कलर अलग होगा, प्लेन में अलग होगा, मॉनसून का राइस अलग होगा, खरीफ का क्रॉप का राइस अलग होगा. So 12,000 varieties of rice. But what we modern people have done, we eat only 10 variety of rice because वही 10 बिकता है या उसी 10 का मार्केटिंग होता है. अभी जब बिकॉज हम 10 वैरायटी ऑफ राइस खाते हैं, उसमें सिकनेस आने का या ओबेसिटी आने का या हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम होने का बढ़ जाता है. बिकॉज जितने वैरायटी रहेंगे इट इज गुड फॉर आवर बॉडी, लेस वैरायटी इज बैड. But again, because of this whole monoculture or loss of diversity, a lot of people don't grow other types of rices. They only grow the white basmati rice, which is also polished, which is not natural rice. So diversity is everywhere. Just that big companies want to reduce the diversity so that वो बेच पाए. But when we eat things which are less diverse, it has more health problems, it has more environmental problems, it has more social problems. So in fact there is one theory कि अगर आपको healthy रहना है तो है ना, food खाते टाइम खाली 2 चीज ध्यान रखना है. Anybody can guess?
Diversity.
How do you get the diversity? How do you understand whether you are eating diverse food?
You can make different things in one meal.
Okay.
Go to different places and eat.
Wherever you go, you'll get the same pizza with the same cheese and the same bread. So there is no diversity. I'll tell you, if you want to remain healthy, follow 2 rules. One is eat all colors of food or vegetable in a day. All colors. मतलब black, white, green, yellow, orange, blue. जो भी कलर के फ्रूट और वेजिटेबल्स मिलते हैं वो खा लो, तो उसमें डाइवर्सिटी आ गया. So right from black grapes to white jamun to whatever greens. So more color you eat, more diversity and more healthy you remain. That is one rule. Second rule is more taste. So nature में जो taste बना है, some are salty, some are sugary, some are bitter like करेला, some are spicy, some are like imli, khatti. So if you eat different taste in a day and different colors, you will remain always healthy. So eat little spicy, little salty, little sweet, little bitter, little khatta, and eat 5 or 7 different colors. If we follow these 2 rules, we can always remain healthy because we are eating diversity. But if you eat only pizza every day with the same bread and same cheese, there is no diversity, there is no color, there is no difference in taste. Then the chances of becoming unhealthy or sick is very high. Therefore, diversity के लिए 2 टाइप के खाने का, different colors के और different taste के. Anyways, let's go back to amphibians. नहीं तो लोग भाग जाएंगे. What you see on the right is a reptile pupil. Pupil means eyes के structures. So again, different reptiles have different eye structures. Again, it depends on what is their work, what is their job. So if they are on tree versus on land versus in water, if they eat insect or they eat bees or they eat fruits and vegetables or something else. So depending on what they do, they have different kinds of eyes. But mostly, as I mentioned, those who eat, those who attack and eat have frontal eyes like lion and tiger. Rest have side eyes. Reptiles have also very good sense of hearing. We saw in that frog, also in this lizard, we can see that there is this sense or hearing organ just below the eyes here. Jacobson organ. So let's do this also as part of what is Jacobson's organ in a snake? Any idea what should it be?
The one which passes the venom.
No, Jacobson organ is more for smell in snakes. So that is one organ which controls or which lets it know about the food. Or any idea why does a snake remove its tongue very frequently and waves it, or why does it remove its tongue so frequently?
To warn away the predators and
No, something else. Why does it have a flickering tongue? Somebody else?
Because it helps in biting.
Sorry?
It helps in biting type.
Then why does it flicker the tongue? Why does it remove its tongue and flicker every now and then? So the tongue of a snake is also its smell organ. So when it flickers its tongue, it smells कि बाहर क्या है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या खाना मिलने वाला है. तो इस tongue को बाहर लेता है, वो सूंघता है खाने का. So it uses it as a smell sense organ. Facial pits and viper. Again, so different animals have different sensory organs. So some have this flickering tongue. Like viper have this pit like a hole through which it senses the smell, or it senses about its prey or about its food. So different animals have this very different kind of sense organs. If somebody wants to ask anything in between, we can ask. Okay.
Yeah, I'll text you. The link. Yeah.
Again, there are
Yes,
some reptiles which have very long tail, which comes like an attack. It takes its prey and go away. So there are this lizards which have this. So again, not all lizards have such kind of tongue. Again, depending on what kind of lizard it is, it will have. So this lizard,
chameleon.
yes, chameleon. So this lizard doesn't move a lot. It is static. It remains camouflaged in the color of the surrounding. और पता ही नहीं चलेगा वो chameleon बैठा हुआ है because it will camouflage. And जब कोई insect आएगा, so this chameleons, eat insects like
Are they
a
like
grasshopper.
frogs?
Sorry.
Are they like frogs?
Yes, they are from the same species category. So the lizards, chameleons are from the same reptile amphibian categories. But I'm saying that because they have this long tongue, they use it to catch flying insects. Because flying insect को catch करना बहुत difficult है. हम बच्चा मारते तो कितना मुश्किल होता है. But ये लोग tongue से prey को पकड़ते because tongue sticky होता है, and they will camouflage and just attack the prey and eat it. Did anybody hear about this whole episode of Sambar Lake in Rajasthan where 20,000 birds died?
Buckers meaning?
Birds. Some 20,000 birds died in Rajasthan 6 months back near Sambar Lake. Is anybody aware of that?
Why?
No.
Yeah, that is what my question was. Why did they die and what happened because of that? Is anybody aware of that?
No.
Okay, so let's take this as part of homework. कि Sambar Lake में इतने सारे birds क्यों मरे और उसके कारण क्या हुआ? Okay, चलो homework नहीं मैं बताता हूँ तुम लोग को.
How many birds died?
20,000. So what happened was, there was this Sambar Lake which was getting polluted due to a lot of industrial waste, and a lot of migratory birds who come there died. Now, when these birds died, after 2 months, there was a lot of locust attack in India, in Rajasthan, in Pakistan, in whole of these Asian countries. Locust पता ना जो farm को आके सारे fruits and vegetables खा लेते हैं.
हाँ.
तो बहुत सारा locust attack हुआ across many continents, many countries after 2 months. So what happened is कि when the birds died, birds feed on these locusts, these insects. जब birds मर गए, उसके खाने वाले मर गए, तो locust को क्या होगा? और बढ़ गए, बहुत सारे बढ़ गए. और because वो बढ़ गए, उन्होंने क्या किया? सारे farms राजस्थान और पाकिस्तान में खा लिए. So you see the relation in ecosystem. 6 महीने पहले bird मरा, उसके कारण 2 महीने के बाद locust ज्यादा बढ़ गए, उसके कारण 2 महीने के बाद सारे farms में fruits and vegetables खा गए. So there is this whole lot of cause and effect relationship in nature. Cause and effect means अगर कुछ हुआ तो उसका कोई ना कोई repercussion आएगा. In fact, even today, coronavirus is one of the repercussions of coronavirus is because of this, where lot of these wild animals are either being eaten or their habitat is being destroyed, so they come out. And because that happens, they are able to spread their virus much easily. So there is a cause and effect in nature. Okay, let's move on. Crocodiles, we see their pressure can be like 3,000 to 5,000 pounds per square inch compared to human, which is 170 pound. मतलब हम लोग बाइट करेंगे ना तो 200 pound का प्रेशर होगा, और क्रोकोडाइल बाइट किया तो 5,000 pound का, मतलब चटनी बन जाएगा.
20,000 tons का bite power.
Yes. And they have a jaw structure. So there is again a very interesting stuff about crocodile and their jaw structure and how they operate. So if anybody is interested in, they can like read through this document.
Yeah.
What you see now is an African egg-eating snake which consumes whole egg. So small snake which consumes big egg. तो जब तक वो egg खाएगा नहीं, तब तक वो बड़ा का बड़ा अंदर रहेगा. Snake also don't bite don't chew their prey and eat it. They just gulp the prey, and when they gulp it, they have body acids or body liquids which will work on that prey and melt it and digest it and make it into pieces and all those stuff. So they don't chew like strong. We do. Yes, it's very strong acid which they use to dilute their prey. So they don't bite like us and chew and eat. They just gulp and then body calm kar deta hai.
Is African egg-eating snake venomous?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. You can study about it. But generally, I know that there are only 4 venomous kind of snake. So I am not sure if Africa is one of them. But there are some highly venomous snakes. The highest venomous snakes are found in oceans, in deep oceans, and they are very colorful and beautiful snakes.
There's a snake called some black. It's a complete black snake, and it's the most venomous snake in the world. I forgot its name.
Yeah, I think I have a photograph on this after a few pages. We'll go a little faster because we are running out of time. So there is this whole again science of using snake venom for study. And I mentioned that like a lower primary institute जो करता है. And snake venom is very interesting from perspective that a venom of a snake, same venom can use as an antidote. मतलब अगर आपको कोबरा के स्नेक ने बाइट किया है तो कोबरा का वेनम ही वो लोग यूज करते हैं कोबरा का स्नेक बाइट को क्योर करने के लिए. So venom is, so they do a lot of scientific research and they make the same venom as an antidote to cure the snake bite. So if you are bitten with a cobra ka snake and if you use an antidote which is made of viper snake, it may not function very well because each snake bite impacts different organs. Some impacts the blood cells, some impacts the nervous system, and the same antidote will cure it. It's like वो बोलते ना लोहे को लोहा काटता है, वैसे ही snake में same venom को same venom काटता है. So there is a lot of research and therefore it is very important that if there is a snake bite, we know which snake has bitten, because if you don't know which snake has bitten, क्या cure देंगे, क्या दवाई देंगे, तो जानना बहुत जरूरी है. Therefore there is again lot of research where kind of teeth mark and depth of teeth mark can show which kind of snake has bitten you or bitten anybody else.
So it's like if a cobra bit you and another like different kind of cobra ka antidote help.
Yeah, so I think it's within a family. So if any type of cobra bites, then the cobra antidote can work. But a viper antidote will not be as effective. It is not that you have to use the venom of the same snake जिसने bite किया, उसको ढूंढने आएगा तो दूसरा bite कर लेगा. Okay, this fracturing technique we spoke about, some of these lizards can either give their tail or let the predator eat that tail and get a new tail. We spoke about this. Green vine snake तो हमने देख लिया, तो हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. Reptile egg, we will go a little further. These are gecko eggs, but which is okay.
I can't see the gecko eggs.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
These are
yeah.
gecko eggs. Now, some of this, a lot of these eggs are also very interesting. A lot of birds and reptiles have their eggs, and when they come out of their eggs, they eat their egg first, because immediately बाहर आके उनको खाना किधर मिलेगा, मम्मी मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी पता नहीं ना, तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं, खुद के egg को ही पहले खा लेते, वो उनका first food होता है. So lot of snakes and lot of reptiles and even lot of insects and birds do this. When they hatch, when they come out of the egg, first thing they do is they eat snake. उसके egg के shell को खा लेगा और उसके अंदर जो भी बचा रहेगा वो खा लेगा. तो उसको एटलीस्ट 1-2 दिन का खाना मिल जाता है, तब तक बाद में वो लोग नया ढूंढने जाते हैं. This is where a mother crocodile is protecting its baby. तो मुंह के अंदर बेबी है उसके और वो बेबी को प्रोटेक्ट करके लेके जा रहा है कहीं पे. Let's move a little faster.
The more colorful the snake is, the more venomous it is.
Yes, for all animals, more colorful the snake or any animal is, more venomous it is, except birds. So birds is the only species in the world where more colorful it is means it is a male. Females are dull. In all other animals, females are always colorful and beautiful. In birds, it is always the male which is colorful and beautiful. But we'll talk about it when we come to birds. Now this gharial has a snot on its mouth. Snot means एक ball जैसा होता है. So you should study also and do a research कि why does it have a snout on its mouth. Okay, I'll not tell you about it now because we are running behind time. I will come directly to this flying lizard, which is a very important, interesting species.
Oh, it's the biggest turtle.
Yes. So there is this called इसको Draco बोलते हैं. You see this picture. It's a flying lizard. So what it does is it remains on a tall tree and it flies down to a lower tree. It glides.
Gliding.
Gliding. So इसके दो जो limbs होते हैं ना, limbs के बीच में चमड़ी जैसा होता है, जैसे कि frog के leg में होता है. And it uses that skin as a flying instrument. It's called Draco. It is found abundantly in India. I saw some of Dracos in Goa very recently. And they can fly very well, very interesting to see. हमको लग रहा है कि कोई छोटा bird या insect है, but actually वो lizard है. जब वो रुक जाता है तो wings को fold कर देता है, तभी wings को नहीं फैलाता है, but जब fly करना होता है तभी फैलाता है. Draco ये गोवा में बहुत दिखता है, गोवा के forest में. And I think now we are near the end because ये कभी भी अभी यहाँ zoom बंद कर देगा, हमको भगा देगा. So we will close this. If you have any questions, again this very interesting lizard, उसका mouth है ना वो बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है अगर कोई उसको अटैक करने जाएगा तो, so that वो अपने predator को डरा सके. So it becomes large. The mouth becomes very large. Okay, guys. So with this, I think we will complete this whole chapter of amphibians and reptiles. Of course, I cannot go through each and everything, but depending on what is your interest and what is your area of interest, what you want to do. This is a sand boa. You can go through this and study more or read more and understand. If you have any questions, you can come back to me. So for today, we will close this here, and maybe tomorrow we'll next time means day after tomorrow on Monday we will take a new topic.
Okay.
और इस पे किसको कुछ क्वेश्चंस है तो मेरे को पूछ सकते हो ऑफलाइन, और हम लोग जो एक्टिविटी है या जो क्वेश्चन आंसर करने हैं वो आपको है ना व्हाट्सएप पे भेजेंगे. So do some research and come back to us. In case somebody wants to give any feedback or have any suggestion or wants to say something, you are free to speak. बोलो किसको कुछ बोलना है? Was the session interesting, boring? You want it to be done any different way, or it was good?
It was good. It was very interesting.
Others?
Yeah, it was useful and interesting.
Okay. So just one suggestion. 1-2 घंटा लेके ना ये डॉक्यूमेंट पर आप डांस करना, पूरा नहीं पढ़ना है. जो भी आपको अच्छा लगे, फोटो, चैप्टर, टॉपिक, एनिमल, उतना पढ़ना है, सारा नहीं पढ़ना है. Because 1-2 बार पढ़ेंगे ना तो you'll understand it, and next time when you see, you'll be able to relate to it. Okay.
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 Bye guys. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.